Worst step yet.
Always a good thing to chant before you start. Worst step yet. Worst step yet.
Worst step yet. Worst step yet.
Let's
Speak
suck.
it into existence. Speak it into existence.
It was going to be really good until we started chanting that.
I thought this was pretty good, but if they think it's bad, I guess
And
it's
I
bad.
hate it. I hate them.
Oh, I hate this.
Going. Good. We're back to the warehouse for Floorball 2. We have our first elimination. Let's talk Floorball. Welcome to the Blitzball Boys, the podcast about ball sports in the warehouse, but lately about floorball. I'm your co-host, Brendan Ruppel, along with my fellow host, Peter Del Rey.
Hey, Brendan, we're
Hey.
back. Late record.
Oh, yeah.
We were busy.
4 p.m.
Brendan has
I
friends.
usually go to sleep at 4:30, so it's a little bit tight for me.
Yeah. 4:30. Well, I'm tired as shit.
Yeah.
But we were busy on Friday when we usually record. Busy on Saturday when we would do our makeup record. And now it's 3:30 in the morning Sunday
and now we
night.
have no makeup on. Because
No
Saturday
makeup
would have been the
this
makeup
time.
record. We looked, I can't wait to do one of those finally
We
where
look
we
so
do
good.
like a full face of makeup for the video
We
feed.
looked so good with our full face of makeup. But we got an elimination. And are we
Ooh.
surprised at who it was? No.
It looked
Not
like
even a
it
little
wouldn't go
bit.
that way for a second. There's a chance in the middle of the game where like
The whole first period.
First period and a
The
little
whole-
bit in the third.
Before we get like 2-2 into it,
I think we
the
just kind of
whole
covered everything,
first-
honestly. We could wrap this thing
well,
up.
see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
The whole first period was kind of what's the way to put this? Love Yas didn't look great, but Dalton was playing out of his mind that you kind of got that feeling of, holy shit, is this going to be one of those
They could
like
keep this
special
close.
performances?
Yeah.
Yeah. That and like Love Yas are going to win it because Dalton's playing out of his mind. Spoiler alert.
He was
no.
surprising himself. Half the
He
time.
surprised me and himself.
Yeah. Every save he would make, he would go like this.
Ah.
You
did it.
got to look at the video feed for that. YouTube.
He made some really good saves.
Yeah.
There were some the
There's one in
save that
particular,
he
but like
made.
there's a few that are like.
I think the best one was the one at the end of the second period. That one was
That was
nuts.
the kick save into beauty.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Not too
Yeah.
shabby.
It's not too shabby.
Who's that? That's the guy
Who
from.
said
I
that?
don't know. It wasn't Peter.
It was not me.
All right.
All right,
Well, before that guy gets back in the room, let's burn this.
Let's burn this. Let's make this a midsummer night and
Boing.
burn it like a bonfire. Oh man.
Love Yas would like a win against this higher seed, but We Got Ice says we gotta have it. Cold Stone Creamery. With a 1-0 lead, We Got Ice uses their Pavel play, and it must be fall because the apple on a stick to Reagan gives Ice a 2-0 lead heading into the third period. After a killed opening penalty, it's looking dim for Love Yas, but Jesse looks like Messi and rips a shot from half field to cut the lead in half. Pressure being put on We Got Ice to finish this game, but luckily Zoe is out there looking like the general as he adds some insurance goals and helps his team to win 4-1.
Wow.
We Got Ice moved on.
Was the Cold Stone Creamery part a Gold member reference?
Yes, it was. It was.
Yeah,
I
I'm
need
so proud of
I
myself
need
for
like
getting
that.
that one. Cold Stone Creamery.
Cold Creamery.
Gold member's so funny.
I also figured I'd say that because I wasn't sure if you're familiar with the Cold Stone sizes. The sizes are like it, love it, gotta have it.
Oh, cool. I've been to Cold Stone twice and got diarrhea twice, so I don't go to Cold Stone anymore. So,
enough.
I mean, like, it was pretty instant, too. It was like I ate it, and it was the only
You're
place
still in
ever
the
where I was
store?
like, uh-oh. I had to go to their bathroom, yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I was like, I guess I'm not going to... to be fair, it is before I found out I was lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I had also been to other ice cream places where it wasn't as instant as the Cold Stone stuff
Right. I
was.
wonder what that is.
So
Extra
I was
cream.
out.
I went there a lot when my
Extra
sister
cream.
was working there. And my
Which
order,
sister?
Tierney.
3, 2, 1. Tierney.
Megan. I don't think that's my sister. I would always get cotton candy ice cream with
Okay.
Kit Kats and gummy bears. What kind of nonsense ice cream order is that?
Sounds like a pretty childish. That's a frozen yogurt ice cream order.
Yeah. It's
When you
very
were a
similar to my
child,
friendly's order, too, which was watermelon
when you
sorbet with gummy bears, whipped cream, and chocolate chips.
see, that's much weirder.
5 scoop or 2.
Watermelon sorbet with whipped cream,
And I
gummy
don't know
bears,
if you
and
know how
chocolate.
big the 5 scooper is. It's their second biggest size. The next one is the 12 scoop. It's like a giant
At
fucking like goblet.
Friendlies?
It's crazy big, yeah. Well, you can get like the gallons and stuff like that, but like if
I'm
they're serving
still
it to you there, it's
I'm still like baffled that you put chocolate chips and watermelon sorbet together.
well,
The other
the
stuff
chocolate
can
chips
be
act like the seeds
excused.
of the watermelon.
Nope.
Yes.
I'm out on that train of thought.
Okay.
Uh, that's
Comment
fucking
below
crazy.
your friendly's ice cream order.
Brendan, when you were a child, if like we're talking either middle school or pre-middle school, if frozen yogurt was like as big of a thing as it has become,
Right.
what is young Brendan Ruppel's toppings list on his frozen yogurt?
So I know I don't want to. I'm gonna let you down here because you think it's gonna be weird, but I really don't.
I don't
like
think it's going to be
I don't
weird.
like
I just feel
toppings.
like, Brendan,
I
you
like.
just fucking said that you did Kit Kats and gummy
I
bears.
did. I
And
don't anymore. Oh, so you're saying as a kid? I
that's
guess.
why I said middle school or pre-middle
Yeah.
school.
Well, like I guess it would probably be more the same. Just told you 2 different things that were cotton candy, watermelon, 2 very different flavors. I still put gummy bears in both, so I bet you it will be gummy bears and whipped cream as well. But I never really liked
Gummy bears.
the froyo craze because I was like, this is just kind of like worse ice cream.
I really liked them at first, and then I fully was like,
Yeah.
why? I liked the fact that you could do it all yourself. I think
Right.
that's what it was.
When it was big though too, I started to be out on toppings. And I'm like, well, that's kind of the whole thing here. And now I'm just eating a bunch of candy with like a little bit of frozen yogurt.
You know what the weird thing is? I never put the candy on it.
Yeah.
Go fucking figure, right? Because it's me.
Yeah.
I would always do like the fruit or the coconut shavings or like the pretzels, and like that's what I would be. I was like,
Sweet and
wow, look
salty.
at how delicious that. I love sweet and salty,
Yeah,
dude.
it's a good combo. I just in high school I became more of like a frappe kid. Like the frappes and frappuccinos got me into coffee.
What is a frappe?
Frappe is essentially like McDonald's version of a frappuccino. Like when they first opened the McCafe, it's just like a big sugar coffee bomb that's like a milkshake.
Ew, that sounds gross.
I love like coffee ice cream and all that stuff.
I love coffee ice cream.
Yeah, very good.
It's the ice cream boys.
It's ice cream boys.
So we'll get into it now. As we teased before, the first period was pretty good for Love Yas.
Yeah,
You know, they
the fact that they're able to keep them off the board in the first is huge.
especially with We Got Ice starting with a power play.
Yeah, yeah.
Massive.
I think their first game against each other, Love You started with the power play, right? I believe, or was there
no
none?
idea.
I can't remember, but I don't remember
Bang.
We Got Ice having a leg up in the first
Two legs
meet
up.
up between the two of them, 2 legs.
They had both their legs up above their
Straight
heads.
up.
We Got Ice. I'm sorry. Love Yas did a really good job holding off the power play.
And who helped with that a lot?
Who?
The guy in the net
Guy in the net.
helped a lot with that.
Jesus
Lots of saves.
Christ.
Jesus Christ.
That's
there's
what people
3
call him.
goalies in every game. There's the goalies in each end, and then Jesus Christ. Can't forget about him.
But yeah, I mean Dalton was on top of his game today. He was absolutely killing it. He had a crazy amount of saves. I was being rude watching this game, not to Dalton, to somebody else.
I saw your notes.
But yeah, there were a couple times in my notes where I was like,
Just
I gotta stop.
cursing out
This
certain
is
players.
this is not very nice of me.
I don't think you really give yourself such shit, but you're just observing what's happening in the game. It's
I
okay.
know, but like the way that I think about it and the way that I write it is rude.
Right.
Like I wrote that if this person took 2 seconds to look for anyone else besides themselves,
Wow.
that's not right. That's not nice. I could go to jail for that.
You could go to jail.
But then it goes on. They're getting like, what's the word? Opportunities back and forth, and it's a very even period.
Yeah.
Dalton's making these incredible saves, and like we said before, it felt like one of those games where, like, you know how in every perfect game has a game-saving play,
Right.
like Jermaine die and all that.
Except for Domingo Herman's perfect game. I feel like there wasn't really
I was
a
gonna
big one.
say there was one that people like said was it,
If
and I
you
was
had
like,
to pick
I
one,
mean,
there is
it's a
something you can point
stretch.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a stretch, but I don't know about game saving.
Yeah.
And that's what Dalton kind of felt like, and it almost felt like, oh, Dalton's playing so well. It's almost like the sport's fate that Love Yas are going to win, right?
Yeah.
And there was nothing in the first
Yeah, I
period.
was definitely getting
No
like, with
goals,
my
no.
big claim that Love was going to lose bad, and we got was going to win 4-1, which they did. Genius, a genius.
Whoa!
I
Spoiler
was
alert.
getting worried about my prediction in the first period. Like, holy shit! Like Lovius could maybe win this game if they keep this up. And
Yeah,
it looked like we
you
guys was
got
just getting
worried about
unlucky
your
here and there. But
prediction.
it's a short game, so if they don't connect on their good looks, and then
Oh,
and then Lovius continues to
on their
play
what?
good defense, good looks.
You think Love Yas are cute?
I honestly, on the whole, yes.
What hole?
Moving on. Uh, they are cute. They're all. It's a very cute league. I'll give them that. This is one of the more
Okay.
handsome,
Who's
attractive
not
leagues in
cute?
general. Who's not cute?
Oh no!
I
Now
can't. I
you have
can't
to
single
say it.
anybody out.
You have to. You're a married man now, Brendan. You
I
have to
know.
take
Got to
these
be
kinds of
honest.
responsibilities.
You're right.
You got to every time you see somebody you don't think is cute, you got to
Okay. You
tell them
know
to
what?
their face. It's a burden that we all have to deal
Mickey
with.
Cass isn't cute. He's fucking. He's
Whoa.
hot. He's hot. Oh,
Whoa.
cop out.
Whoa. Cop out. All right, guys, cancel
Yeah,
Brendan.
I forgot what I was talking about. Something about how Lovia's looked good. They were passing a little bit better. I feel like they looked decent. Like
They were passing
they're
better.
starting to control the ball a little bit more. Weren't getting like amazing looks, but better looks than they had been so far this tournament. We got
Yeah.
Ice just missing shots, and Dalton wasn't helping that. But it's
No.
another one of those games where it feels like it's a matter of time before the things start to fall. And Reagan's going to just keep shooting harder and harder until it blows through the back of the net
Yeah.
eventually.
DZ was doing a great job going forward, which we hadn't really seen.
Hmm.
Like, it seems like he kind of figured out that floorball is not hockey in
Yeah.
this game, and he's or maybe going into this game.
Yeah,
In this
I
game is kind of
didn't remember. I couldn't remember if it was the whole game or if it was just more after they got a lead. But We Got Ice looked like they had a new strategy, especially since they had played this team before. They knew that they can maybe get away with having Reagan fully in the back, especially with having the strongest shot. She could just rip from midfield a lot of
yeah.
times, but she is the best ball handler and shooter and everything. So have her kind of like
Stick
run
handler.
point, stick handler. So
Yeah.
I remember that more so in the second half of the game, but I want to say that they're rolling with that the whole time.
They're rolling with it the whole time. And
Thanks
it
for the
also
confirmation.
didn't yep, don't you worry, Brendan. Got your back. It also didn't hurt that Jesse was continuing to do the Jesse thing that we've been seeing, which we talked about last time. He is putting way too much pressure on himself to like be the hero for Love Yas. He was getting the shot, getting the balls and like taking the shot way too fast. Like, there were so many times where all he had to do was look up, see Sarah was open in the middle and
Yeah,
pass to her for an easy shot, or
right.
like just hold on to it
And
for a
she's
little
capable.
bit to get. Sarah in this
Yeah,
first period took some shots and it like looked like she obliterated the
yeah.
ball. She was
I feel a
hitting
little
it
bad for her 'cause I
so
feel like she
hard.
didn't get a lot of time to shine. Like you're saying, like maybe Jesse is hogging the ball a little bit too much in these few games, and I want to see her shine a little bit more. And I sort of understand
Yeah.
in the beginning, especially like not like fully relying on Nikki, but he started to look better each game he played too. And he had some good in the last game. We talked about him looking better with the shooting. In this game, he definitely had a few rips too.
Yeah. Part of me gets it. Like we
Yeah,
talked about before, part of me gets it. You're the hockey guy. You're the one who, we feel as though, or who he feels as though he needs to be getting it for his team, because you have all these other teams like Love Yas with Reagan, or McFlurry Power with Nick, or Corwin with Woogas, and I could keep going obviously, but he's like, I need to step this up. This is on me. And there's times where he just, if he held the ball for like 2 seconds longer, maybe Sarah or Nikki could get into a position where if he takes a shot and it goes off Dalton's chest, they could be standing there and ready to shoot it in. But like nobody was ready for anything like that, and he was just losing possession, losing possession, losing possession because of the shots that he was taking.
Yeah.
And it's been like that this whole tournament. But what could you do? It's over. You only get so many games.
Yeah. It looks like this is like the difference between a team reaching for a higher seed and a team that's just trying to fend off the team that they know is lesser than.
Exactly. And you saw it in the second period. Second period
Here we go.
opens up. Essentially, Jesse passes the ball to DZ, who scores because Jesse doesn't get back on defense in time. Like he's all alone in front of Dalton, and just like puts it right in. Or
Which
I'm
which is
sorry,
huge for me. For
it was the first shot was saved. The first shot was saved.
Yes.
Second, he got the rebound, put it in.
is to me really important moving forward with this team going further in the playoffs now. You need to see DZ be able to finish, and this is a good sign for them. We haven't really seen him do this yet,
Right.
so that's good.
But now we have.
Also, if this was a Love Yas goal after a 0-0 game going to the second period, if Love Yas is able to score one before we get ice, a lot of pressure starts to come onto this team in an elimination game. But I think that that first goal by DZ takes a lot of the pressure off them.
Yeah. I mean, you know what else takes a lot of the pressure off them?
This next one,
Them immediately calling for a Pavel play.
smart.
Immediately
When Jimmy
calling
first
for a
did
Pavel play.
that, when was it Jimmy that did the goal that they scored a goal and then called for Pavel play?
I don't know.
It was some early game where that was the first time I saw someone do that, where they scored and tried to keep the momentum going by calling for Pavel immediately. I thought that was super smart. So I love this move. It's a great move.
It was such a good such a good play. And now, We Got Ice has the same amount of Pavel play goals as McFlurry Power, but Pavel didn't score this one. I was thinking to myself, you saw in my notes, like mid-sentence, I had to stop what I was writing, and I went to delete it, and I was like, no, this kind of gets the point across really well. It was kind of a tame Pavel play until this just like one moment where you see Love Yas is triple teaming Pavel because they're like, he's the danger. We talked about this too. We said, I can't wait until this happens, where when the Pavel play comes and the other team is like fully focused on Pavel, they forget there's good players who are on the team as well.
Yeah.
They're triple teaming Pavel. He passes it over to Reagan, who gets an absolutely ridiculous goal. And then there you go. Now suddenly, in the span of 30 seconds, We Got Ice is up 2-0 going into the second period when Love Yas really looked like very, very good before this.
Yeah. And like besides the obvious difference in this Pavel goal was that he didn't score it. He talks about how usually he's, I guess the word for it is the pigeon at the front of the net, where he's usually just picking at it and like trying to get the leftovers and just will like be the guy that tips in goals. And I feel like that's why it seems so tame, is because usually he's up there just going crazy and running back and forth and go, and then just like trying to make sure he gets the ball near enough so if he can get his own rebound, he could just shove it in the net. And this one was so tame because they weren't like really running hard at the players. They were kind of standing a little bit more in the backfield, controlling the ball. And then he just passed it to Reagan. She was like, all right, I'll take a really hard shot from back here, and just whips it in. So it was a little bit of a different tempo, where Pavel usually just like, all right, I'm just going to run around in circles until I whip it right in.
Yeah. So, like, at this point, you're kind of thinking, all right, if Love Yas doesn't score this period, they lose. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the last period for the Pavel play that you can get.
Yep.
Plus you need to respond. Otherwise, this game is just going to keep being put further and further away from you.
Yeah.
And, like, Love Yas calls for their Pavel play. You gotta, right? You can't get eliminated without calling for the Pavel play. That's more embarrassing than anything.
Yeah.
If you go through your 2 periods without calling it, and then you still lose.
I was wondering if we're ever going to see that, if we were going to see someone like miss out on their opportunity. But now, at this point in the tournament, I don't think we will.
Yeah, Chris Rose kind of makes it hard because he just starts yelling, "You guys going to use him?" And it's like, oh, we should, I guess.
Yeah.
But they get the Pavel play, and we've seen this before. Love Yas, We Got Ice, so good at killing a penalty, killing a power play, whatever it is. Pavel comes on. You even see We Got Ice getting the rarely seen, often talked about shot on like off like in an attempt to score with the Pavel play. I'm sorry,
Oh
maybe not a
yeah.
shot, but like
No,
Reagan was
Reagan gets
like
close to the goal. Yeah.
dribbling through.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she forced a save out of Dalton.
Mm-hmm.
She dribbled through Pavel and Nikki
Yeah.
before taking a shot that Dalton saved.
That got me so nervous because I was like, oh no, I told people no one would ever score against a Pavel play, and it's about to happen.
I wanted her to score so badly. I thought that would be so cool because she
That would have
dribbled
been
right
sick.
through him.
Yeah.
She dribbled through Pavel, and I was like, "This is nuts."
Yeah. You know,
And then
Pavel
they killed it.
when Pavel comes off the floor, he's like, I just can't score at that team, and then he's like, and then Rose asked what it was. He's like, we got ice is just really good at defense. They're clocking shooting lanes and just on us all. They're really just they're good at manning bodies.
Yeah, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And woman
Brendan,
bodies.
my
Sorry,
boy.
sorry, sorry. It's 2023.
Oh no, canceled. Um, period ends with, you know, probably the best save of the tournament. I'd say so far.
Yeah.
Uh,
This could have been a huge
Zoe,
turnaround point because I'm not going to skip too far ahead, but we start the next period
right,
and it becomes 2-1. So
right,
if he let this get to 3-0, then the next goal doesn't even matter.
exactly. Who knows if the next goal even happens?
Right.
But Zoe starts charging in, essentially like dekes Dalton, so that
Makes him
he
fall.
goes the wrong way. Dalton dives. Zoe brings it back, and then it's seemingly an open goal. Zoe goes to shoot it, and Dalton just like sticks his leg up and blocks the shot, and then the
Like a
whistle is blown
pure
for the
desperation,
end of the
like
period.
leg kick, and Zoe just didn't get high enough to get over the leg. If you got air on that ball, it would have been in. But I've heard Pavel talk about how difficult it is for new floorball players to backhand because they're probably like a weirdly curved backside of the stick. So
Yeah,
someone that's not super familiar with it might have a harder time getting air under that ball. But
hard time.
can't take it away from
Hard
Dalton.
time.
Really, really, he did all he could. He got deked, still made it the save.
Peak. Yeah, it was really really good. And like right at the death too, right at the death of the period,
Yeah,
like incredible, incredible, credible,
great
credible,
momentum going into the
credible.
third period.
Big
As much
momentum going
as
into the
even
third
if you're
period.
losing 2-0, the most momentum you could possibly have being down 2-0.
Right. So then you go into the third period, power play because you're down 2 goals in the third.
But what is We Got Ice really good at doing, Peter?
Killing power plays, which is what happened.
Yeah.
Like that's what happened. But then you see Love Yas gets, and we've seen them get like this before, kind of hyper aggressive, almost in a like fuck it. If we lose now, we're out. Better to try than not try. Nikki steals the ball off Zoe, shoots it into Reagan. But then the ball falls to Jesse, who shoots from the point to score, and it's like this is a game. It's 2-1 is a game. Like this is not out of reach anymore. But then it was out of reach because they couldn't really do anything, and in the intermediary time,
Yeah. Yeah, by
they're
the time
like
that We Got
We
Ice
Got
scores their
Ice is
third goal,
shooting.
there's not a lot of time left.
Right, We Got Ice is shooting on the goal still. They are pretty much controlling the pressure. Even like there was one point where Jesse slipped and fell, and Zoe had an open shot at the net and shot it off target, which is like, ooh, lucky for Love Yas. Like maybe this is the moment they come back, and then shortly after, Zoe, or what was it? Reagan shot off target. DZ got it and passed it to Zoe, who was like running a
To his right
diagonal
side.
route right in front of the net. Got it, boom, just
Perfect
tucked
shot.
it in. Game over.
He saw
Dalton
wide open.
stands
Yeah.
up.
Great shot.
Dalton's playing the field after that, which high risk,
It's what
high
you have to do.
reward.
It's what you have to do.
High risk, high reward. You have to do it. And I feel like this in hockey. I feel like I've never seen
Seen this work?
a play like this work.
No. Yeah.
But people do it
I
because
guess it
it's
makes sense. Like,
desperation.
well, why are we playing defense with little time left if we only
Right.
need offense right now? So I guess it makes sense.
And Zoe scores an open goal, and now We Got Ice has to face Woogas after winning 4-1 in this elimination game.
So, but before Dalton comes out of net, though, I want to say I was really happy to see We Got Ice instead of just trying to kill time in a 2-1 game that's really close. still pressing. Like you can see a lot of teams like, well, we got like 2.5 minutes left. We're really good at killing time, so let's just sort of play safe. I think playing safe sometimes in those scenarios can bite you in the ass. And they were still
Yeah.
playing good defense, but at the same time, when they had an opportunity, they were pressing forward. And I think that's what got them that third goal to put it out of reach. So good on them.
Yeah. I mean, like, you're now seeing DZ come into his own. And we've talked about this before where when you have two players who are really, really good, you're better. A lot better off than some of these teams that just has one player who's really good. And DZ coming out now and being like, "Hey, I could score two," makes it really hard for the rest of these teams that they're going to be facing because now they have to deal with Zoe, Reagan, and DZ. Is We Got Ice going to? I feel like they always do this. Like, I feel like they always start off a tournament slow and end up, being like serious championship contenders when it comes to like the semifinal.
Yeah, they get into the dance like everybody does. Obviously, only 6 teams, but they
Yes.
perform well when they get here. It's
Yeah.
no matter what the sport is. It's the brand that We Got Ice brand. They do
It's
it.
great. I mean, let's just go back to the past couple tournaments, right? Blitz, they won the whole thing, right? Did they look like they were going in? Not really, especially with that last day. They lose to Baggage on the first day. I would have thought, but then the playoffs start and it's like, oh, they're phenomenal again.
Oh, Jack is just gonna pitch amazing all day.
Ball in play, right? They're in the semifinals against Pinstripe Strong. If Joe's doesn't have the greatest fucking performance of all time,
The greatest moment in
like
warehouse history.
we got Ice legitimately was going to the finals again after like being a very okay team, and then they put up a really good fight to them.
Blitzball
Then we
Battle
go
3.
before that, Blitzball Battle 3. Where did they finish? Second
Almost won the
place.
championship. Like they should have had no business being that close to winning the championship.
No, absolutely not. And you just see this with We Got Ice over and over and over again. They adapt so well. And like we're talking about it as if they're this huge franchise where they instill in these
That's what we do
rookies
here,
like this
though,
is what
baby.
happened. But like they for some reason, even with Zoe and Reagan having bum ankles, they've turned into one of these teams where it's like I could see them upsetting Woogas in the next game. Do I think they
Wouldn't be
will?
crazy.
No, but I could see it
There's a
happening.
chance. No, I appreciate the sentiment that you're putting out there. It is really cool that Zoe and Jack is the core of this team. Obviously, sometimes it's just the two of them. With a 4-player league, they get 2 new people that they necessarily don't always know, and they are just really good at kind of acclimating themselves to new people. And like, it's amazing that Zoe and Reagan look like they play on a team together outside of this. Like they just,
Yep.
I think the two of them on the field are such crazy competitors, Jack and Zoe, and that translates to meeting new people who are also competitors and seeing that in them and being like, yo, you care about everything, no matter how silly it is or if it's a new sport, or you are both going to come out here and try your best. And I think that athletes see that and it helps them work together better.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing I meant to talk about that I didn't. It feels like when We Got Ice goes into the third with a lead, they're unbeatable because Reagan can kill time like a motherfucker. And
She can
it's
kill
like
time like.
a mother who watches The Big Bang Theory.
That's right.
She can just take time off like it's crazy. In a 5-minute period, Reagan can easily waste 2.5 minutes just like
Yeah.
holding the ball.
That's what
So-
I said about their last 2.5 minutes of the game. She could have done that, but it's just a little
Yeah.
dangerous if you're doing it for too long. If you make one mistake, just kind of
Right.
dribbling back and forth and trying to kill time, you're close to your
Right.
net. You know, but you
Listen,
can't do it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If they could take a lead into the third period against Woogas, I think their chances to win goes up way more than any other
Substantially.
team that takes a
Okay.
third who goes into the third period winning. We Got Ice looks like they're developing into this great team.
I like it.
Do I think they could beat McFlurry Power at this point? No.
No.
Do I think they could beat Woogas? Yes, for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly where they stand. I think they stand as the third best team from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, third, or even I could see an argument for second. You know, I could absolutely see an argument for 2nd. It'd have to
I
be
need
a
some
strong
proof.
one.
Yeah, I need some
It would
proof.
have to be a strong one, but I could see it's not a clear cut second anymore. It's not. But do you have anything else to say about the game itself?
I don't think so. I think we can get into our awards.
Player of the game.
Player of the game. I have player of the game, and I'll tell you
Brendan
who
has
I
it.
pick.
He's going to tell you.
I could be basic and pick Reagan again because she's the best.
Yeah.
But who put this game out of reach? It was Zoe. He got that third goal.
You're giving it to Dalton, aren't you?
I get it to Zoe. I'm giving it to Zoe. I really did. This is what I was telling you off mic though. I really did want to give it. If it wasn't for them losing 4-1, I would give it to Dalton.
While you were texting us, texting me and Chris, updating us on like the games and stuff.
Yeah.
I wanted to text you so badly, Brendan. Please make Dalton your player of the game because he really deserved it.
I know, honorable mention because he really only let up 3 goals, and
I
the
wouldn't
last
say
one
deserved it.
Yeah, the last one was like a wide open net. It was like just a tough
Right.
play for him. Not really his fault, and neither was the fourth one. But he is the only reason why this game was as close as it was for how long it was. So
Yeah.
honorable mention for him. But Zoe scored half the goals in his team. He put the nail in the coffin personally. It looks good. He just continues to look great. He's moving quickly and getting more control at the same time. So good for him. He looks awesome. And
So you
how
look
could you not
awesome.
love like
You're
watching
cute.
him fly around the court or the field or the ice or the plastic and watch his locks flow behind him? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful.
You want to
thing.
hear some controversy? I heard a little birdie told me Zoe wears Heelys when he plays.
That makes sense why he's kind of like gliding.
See? Zoe wears Heelys. It's kind of like steroids, I heard. So get him out of here.
So actually, he rides around one of those one-wheel boards the whole game. They just fix it in post, so it looks like he's running.
Yeah. Zoe doesn't have legs.
Yeah. He's got 2 one-wheel boards on his
2
kneecaps.
one-wheel boards. That's why he never gets tired.
Yeah.
That's why he's so good. It's kind of cheating. Well, I'm going to protest the game
Yeah.
in Love Yas' name.
Yeah.
Protest.
But big props to Zach for editing in legs. In
Yep.
post.
Big props. Legs. But I agree. Zoe was all over the place. He was getting shots, quality shots off all game.
Yeah.
Scored 2 goals off of it. He was really putting a lot of pressure on Love Yas the whole time, and that really contributed to... Because, I mean, when there's no pressure, Nikki's going to be good, Jesse's going to be good, Sarah's going to be good.
Yeah.
Zoe and Reagan, both, NTZ, really, played a very good games, but I think Zoe separated himself from everybody else. The only other person you could talk about was Dalton, and it was just because of the quality of his saves. He let three in, plus 1 empty net, but like
Still a lot of saves, a lot of good ones.
a lot of really good saves.
Yeah.
You know,
Not just like
Good job,
close-up
Zoe.
shots to the chest. He was moving around out there.
good job, Zoe. Good job, Zoe. Good job, Zoe. Good job, Zoe. Play of the game.
Play the game.
And you should be laughing. Rude. My play of the game. Well, because of my play of you should be laughing
know,
because of
I'm
what my
worried.
play of the game is going to be. I think it is Jesse's goal. It was a very
Okay.
good goal. It made the game a real game again because
Yeah.
you saw before this, like I said, before this, We Got Ice was going into We Got Ice, we're winning in the third period mode, and just like trying to kill it. Just kill the clock. Make this a boring watch. Don't give the fans anything to love.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jesse scored, and it forced We Got Ice to play again.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you for
and-
making this game not a wash and enjoyable to
That's
talk
cool,
about.
Jesse.
You made it enjoyable for us to talk about.
Jesse, you made this very fun for us. Otherwise, we
love
would have hated it. We love you, Jesse.
It's still our worst
We
episode
love
yet,
you.
though.
It's our worst episode
Worst
yet.
step yet. Worst step
step
yet.
yet. Yeah, We Got Ice was, like I said, We Got Ice was in kill it mode. They just wanted to take the clock down. And Jesse said, how about you play like the big boys that you are. That's what he said.
And then slapped it in.
And then he goes, "Hey, watch this." He went on a monologue. He had a 2-minute long monologue, and they didn't guard him. And then he fired it in.
That's a good
But it was mostly
offense,
gibberish.
honestly. You walk up to somebody with the ball, you like to pretend to have a conversation with them so that they stop playing, and you slam it in.
You just mouth words to them. They're like, "What are you?
I
You're
can't
not
hear.
saying
I can't
anything."
hear you. It would work on me.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Can I just not hear you? Is your volume turned down? What's going on? Goal. Goal. Tricked ya.
Trick play.
Tricked ya. But yeah, Jesse's goal. Winner of the week.
Winner of the week.
And now, Brendan,
Biggest winner of the week.
we're going to go into our preview.
Preview. Do I have a button for that? Yeah. Oh, it's not I thought it was going to be a sillier one.
What was it?
Clapping.
I couldn't hear it.
No.
Baggage versus hook line. Brendan, let me hear your prediction.
This is a tough one because I feel like we haven't seen Baggage play in so long. And hook line came off one of the worst beatdowns in Warehouse history. Hook line, Baggage is a very different team than McFlurry. They're not an offensive powerhouse, but they're a very well-rounded team. So I can't imagine hook line gets beat again that badly because they're not the Canadian flashy players that McFlurry is. But I still do expect a win from Baggage regardless. I think they've been building on their games that they've had so far. They're the team I want to win.
That's a fan bias.
Always, it's a fan bias. I'm also saying it's a fan bias, so it is a fan bias. I just think the hook line sinkers are defeated mentally after what happened to them.
Wow.
And Baggage has never been more motivated.
You don't think that they're going to come back out?
I think one of them will.
And be like, we need to redeem our family's name?
That's what Drew's saying to them before the game. And everyone's like, okay, whatever.
All right, Uncle Hookline.
Yeah. I don't know. I think when Kaner wants to be out there doing well too, but he can only do so much back there. They need to score goals, and they're not really a big goal-scoring team.
They hate scoring goals.
They hate it. They don't like it. Drew's going to be out there trying his hardest. Courtney's just excited to be there.
Yep.
Sheba, hopefully he had some rest and can move around a little bit more. And Kane, he's good, but they need offense. They can't play open net all game long.
They could, theoretically.
They could. We'll see. Expecting a loss.
Interesting. I would love to say that I think Hookline's going to win. I'd love to say it. But just the fact that we saw Hookline versus McFlurry Power and Baggage versus Woogas, and we know that McFlurry Power and Woogas are the two teams that are probably the best in the tournament. Mm-hmm. And Baggage was able to not only tie the game, they almost won it big time. Like, I wouldn't have been surprised if you gave Baggage one more minute, just one more minute. I think they win that game.
I agree with you.
Whereas it never felt like Hookline was coming close. And now that like all of the rust is knocked off for Baggage,
Reagan
and
Rust.
wow, Reagan Rust has been kicked off of Baggage. That's why she's been on We Got Ice.
Big mistake.
Now that the rust is kind of knocked off, and you're seeing
Rust.
Sam become dominant, and Reagan Rust is not on the team anymore, and you see Kraus is still, Kraus is back. He's getting his assists and his goals, and Jimmy's like in fucking beast mode, screaming.
I mean, last game it was the game with all three of the players on the floor scored a goal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well-rounded team.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, they're coming into their own. I could totally see Baggage winning this one. Let's say 3-0.
I like that score. I like that. Can I agree with you? Is that okay?
Yeah, you can agree with me.
Because I feel like that's where I'd land too.
3-0.
So they're a great
3
defensive
goals,
team.
Baggage.
They're never an offensive powerhouse, but if they do what they do, some of them will fall. I think three.
Yeah.
I think their ceiling is around closer to three too. Maybe like they could score five against like a big lopsided matchup. But
Right.
Hookline will put up a little bit of a fight for sure, especially in the early going.
Yeah. They'll try.
They'll certainly try.
But we'll see. I hate that I say that because I love Drew and I love everything that Hookline stands for. But this is not their tournament.
What if instead of paddle play, they tell him to get the hell off the court, and then BBD wearing his championship hat comes on the court instead for an entire minute
By himself.
by himself. The
Both
rest of the team
teams,
walks off the court.
both teams are off the court, and
Okay,
BBD is just
okay.
there by himself.
For a minute. And he gets a chance to score.
What happens if he does? Does he get another chance, or is he for the rest of the minute, or is he off the rink?
He gets to keep going.
Hookland might have a chance.
Okay. All right, let's propose.
Might.
Might.
All right, we're submitting the new rule. The BBD power play specifically for Hookline.
And I just want to be clear, he's wearing nothing but the championship hat.
Nothing but the championship hat and like a shirt that's way too small.
Oh, is it Winnie the Pooh style?
He's Winnie the Poohing out there.
And one of his
I
hands is
want to
stuck in a
make
honey
this
jar
crystal
also.
clear. Huh?
One of his hands is stuck in a honey jar.
Oh, bother. That's the worst impression. Oh,
I'm picturing
bother.
BBD wearing the hat, one hand honey jar, one hand stick, and just cannot score for the entire minute.
BBD texted me. He said he's going to be Winnie the Pooh for Halloween.
Wow, we were spot on with that.
We were spot on. He just texted me too. He must be hearing us.
He's good. Maybe it's that guy that talked
He's
earlier in
good.
the podcast.
Was that him?
Maybe. Oh, bother.
Oh, bother. Oh, bother. All right, Brendan. What should people be drinking?
Drink subtle tea. It's good for your guts.
Oh,
Trying something else. I don't know if that's true or
good
not.
for your butts.
Good for your butt. Hopefully, if you drink a bunch of it, it won't come flying out of that thing, by the way. Enjoy
Ooh.
it. It's our craft brewed organic iced tea. Just came out with some fun new random flavors. We have a wild mint honey black tea that's pretty good.
Ah, I saw that the sweet potato is back.
Sweet potato's back. We found extra labels in the back. We're like, oh, let's brew another batch of this.
Hell yeah.
Kyle decided to dump all of the sweet potato
Who's
puree
Kyle?
into it. The boss, the owner. And we'd never done that before, and we usually don't do that. And I got nervous once I saw him do that. I was scared, and it tasted good still. Sometimes he just does things and goes rogue. I'm like, like don't.
You're like, I guess it's your company, I guess.
Okay. So somehow I feel like that with the sweet potato batch. So it's essentially for beer drinkers out there. It's like when a brewery makes like a pumpkin ale, and we decided to use our tea version of it and make a sweet potato, like a Thanksgiving like pumpkin pie type of thing. And we make it without knowing the recipe every year. And somehow it comes out exactly the same. Year after
That's
year after
crazy.
year.
What do you mean you make it without knowing the recipe?
This is like the fun one we do in the fall. Like, we just put a bunch of spices in, get a bunch of cans of sweet potato, blend them up in the blender, throw it in. It's a real homebrew, this one.
It's crazy. When I had it for the first time, I thought it was going to be disgusting, and I was like, but Brendan's my friend, and I'll guess I'll support him, and it's very good.
Yeah, it does. It tastes like like when you have that sweet potato pie on Thanksgiving that has like the marshmallows on top.
Yeah.
You see that? That's kind of what it tastes like to me.
Delicious.
Similar. So yeah, try that. Subtlety.com, code HappyBoys, $2 off your order. Listen to Happy Boys. Listen to Lonely Boys. Listen to continue to listen to everything that comes on this feed, the Blitzball Boys. We're covering Blitzball Boys. Will be covering Blitzball year round now, not just whatever Jamba Media is talking about.
Round.
If there's no Blitzball in the warehouse, there will still be Blitzball on our channel. That goes for our podcast feed, and that goes for our YouTube channel as well. Type in Blitzball Boys, the Boys Media channel is what's ours. You'll find our podcast playlist over there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Be nice to Matthew Del Rey. He's a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice man. We love him. He's sweet. He's an absolute sweetheart. If you see him at the Giants games, give him a hug. Give him a kiss.
He needs it.
He needs it. Lord knows he needs it.
Yep.
Beyond that, YouTube, Blitzball Boys. Type it in. I'm sure you'll find it if you type in Blitzball Boys Floorball. Let's see if it comes up.
It's our
Blitzball
weekly test to see,
boys.
see if our channel's still there.
Floor, floorball. Let's see. Yeah, we're
Oh shit!
there. If you type in Blitzball Boys Floorball, it is Warehouse Games, then Floorball, then us.
Hell yeah!
So go and take a listen.
Take it
Go
up.
see our faces. In one of the episodes, you can see my cat. He's adorable, and he's just a baby, 17 years old.
In one of the episodes, you can see a very nice comment from a strange man.
Brandon, don't do that.
It's there. Oh, sorry.
Don't,
Nice man. Nice comment.
Brandon, don't do that.
We'll flood the comment section with nice ones, so we don't have only like someone saying "ew."
Here, you guys are gross. You guys should really just
We
have.
just get more comments. People just saying, "Oh God."
You guys should be VTubers. We don't want to see your face.
Yeah.
You're too handsome.
That's nice.
All right.
Okay.
That's my question.
Peter. What's the question?
Nope.
Okay.
Bye.